What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and guys, I know it's been a little while, but I was on vacation, hopped around from New Hampshire back home to Massachusetts, and then went all the way up to Mississauga and Toronto, Ontario, in the great land of Canada, the Great White North. Which, I had a little bit of time to unwind, did not have my camera, did not have any time to go and do anything. But guys, the good news is I've watched 2 out of the 3 movies that were released on my vacation. And guys, it's time for me to review one of the ones that I was looking highly forward to, which is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which before we get into it, I will be delving into some spoilers, so be sure that you have seen the movie, or if you don't care about spoilers, join me on the video as I dish out my thoughts on the film. But without further ado, let's jump into Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So the story itself follows Godzilla, and basically Monarch has been outed. And the thing is that they're trying to find Godzilla after the event that happened all the way back in the first Godzilla film in 2014, because they haven't seen Godzilla in approximately 5 years or so. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of eco-terrorists going around to all the different outposts for the Monarch company and basically freeing some of these monsters and trying to let them loose so that they can take back the Earth, because obviously they believe that humans are the inferior species and they need to take back over. So they want to say, hey, let's give all these monsters back the keys to their castle because Earth was originally theirs anyhow. So all that stuff's going on, and basically the good Monarch employees and humans and agents have to get away to get Godzilla to fight on their side, because King Ghidorah is basically wrangling up all of the other monsters and challenging them or forcing them into chaos around the globe, which they're destroying many cities, many countries, and just going ape all over the place. And without the true king of the monsters, Godzilla, reining them all in, there's total chaos. So Godzilla King of the Monsters is the second in the line of Godzilla films recently made by Warner Brothers / Legendary Pictures, which is also under the umbrella of a bigger monster universe, including these 2 films and the King Kong Skull Island, which I did review a while back and also sang its praises for how it handled the iconic King Kong. So jumping into this film, I was very much excited because, again, it's been a while since we watched the first one in 2014. We have Godzilla, but not only that, we have King Ghidorah, Monster Zero, Mothra, and Rodan, along with other monsters that were peppered into this film. So what did I think of the film? Well, it definitely didn't disappoint. And as a fan of Godzilla and someone who appreciates the different generations of Godzilla and the different versions we've had, I say that this is proof that American filmmakers can actually give us something that definitely pays tribute and homage to what came. And in this film, they pick and chose a lot of different aspects of the Godzilla mythos, plus they added some new things in there which heightened the story 10 times better than the first one. Plus they picked up on some of the mistakes of the first film where they would cut away from certain fight scenes which were lacking in the first film. And additionally, again, they incorporated so much fan service into this film that my mind was just blown with how well they did. And the thing is that this film was all the better for it. They referred to King Ghidorah as that, King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah, however you say it, and Monster Zero, which is what he was called in some of the old versions of the Godzilla films and whatnot, which I thought was awesome. Even something small like that, you can tell that they were fans of the Godzilla series. Further than that, Mothra is shown to be in the regular, caterpillar form, and then becomes a butterfly and whatnot, or a moth, actually Mothra, duh. But then they also touch on the twins aspect of that, which I thought, again, I was the only one cheering in the theater for that. I don't know if I was the only Godzilla fan who expected anything like that or saw that coming or whatever, or didn't see that coming. But in addition to that, this film has way more monster battles, and it's freaking awesome. This is the Rocky 3 of the Godzilla films in this universe. There is like 2 or 3 times that Godzilla ends up fighting King Ghidorah and gets his ass handed to him. And because of all that stuff, they even had the ability to show Godzilla in different stages. Going back to the old films, Godzilla's power comes from nuclear energy, and anytime in the original films that Godzilla was depleted or he needed to be reinvigorated, re-energized, they gave him some nukes, he fed off of it, his energy levels became more, and he was able to beef up and be a badass and destroy his enemies, essentially. And they took that to version 2.0, which is a beefier Godzilla in this film, because again, he gets his ass handed to him by King Ghidorah at one point. And then on top of that, he ends up becoming thermonuclear, so we get the burning freaking nuclear meltdown Godzilla, sort of, like in Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And on top of that, they even name drop the Oxygen Destroyer in this freaking movie. Holy crap. The film still focuses on the human element, but the thing is that even if you look back at all the other films in the original Godzilla Toho series, there are points where they ended up getting bogged down by seeing what the hell else the human characters were doing. Now, granted, some of it was actually in regards to dealing with Godzilla and actually trying to take him down, but it doesn't matter. Your complaint is that there's too much human element. But if you look at every single Godzilla film that's ever been prior to the Legendary Pictures and, American Godzilla, there's always been something that bogs down the plot, or that you cut away or go to something else that no one really cares about in terms of human experience. And I have to say, it's not that bad. With all the fight scenes, with all the awesome stuff that they crammed into this movie, and you're going to worry about the little 5-10 minute stretches where there's humans and they have to actually explain some background and look at some things. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So overall, I would give Godzilla King of the Monsters a 4 out of 5 stars. I was highly entertained. There was a lot of oh shit moments, in my opinion. I love what they did with the story. I think the human elements in the characters and they did very good jobs. I think that they're very good at who they chose in the acting. The final battle was awesome because it took place in Boston, and obviously I'm from Mass, so that had me geeking out because they had a fight in the city of Boston at Fenway and whatnot, and that was cool. And also, there is an end credit scene in this film which alludes to something even greater again, which I don't know if they're ever going to be able to do this, but chance at Mecha Godzilla, maybe Mecha King Ghidorah. But that's all I'm going to say there. If you haven't seen it and you're a sci-fi or a Godzilla fan, what are you waiting for? Go and see this movie right now. And guys, if you have seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought about the film, the pros, the cons. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you feel indifferent to it? Let me know down below. But I know for one, I am very, very appreciative, and I think that this was an awesome film. And yet again, go out and see it if you have not. And anyway, guys, like I said, that is all the time that I have for today. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up or down, subscribe, and if you haven't already, hit that bell button. That way you never miss a moment of my content. Until next time, guys, I'm Jay. Take care. Bye.